Joining me now is Republican Senator Bill Cassidy. Senator, your reaction to Nikki Haley there, because she was still saying how strong she and the White House have been at the UN. Usually when somebody leaves, it's just to say, see you later. I mean, she continued to show how the victories at the Trump White House via Nikki Haley have racked up during her time there.
Yeah, as a parent, I'm willing to accept the kind of between the lines message. She might want to spend more time with her family. She's got 2 kids who I think are teenagers. I think I know that. And she just may want to spend more time with her husband and her family. She's had an intense ride, and those successes have come because she's been so intense. I thank her for her service, and I accept her resignation.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, Senator, because she's been 6 years as governor of South Carolina and then 2 years at the UN. The question is, why before the midterms?
At some point, there is no good time, right? I just think that let's just accept she's a human being who's got family, and she may decide that she'd rather spend time with her family, having accomplished as much as we've accomplished, and thinking that she's leaving when things are well put.
You know, it was the best kept secret in a very leaky White House. Apparently, John Bolton, Mike Pompeo, Mike Pence, and John Kelly didn't know until late in the game. But, you know, by Trump standards, this was the equivalent of a 24-gun salute to Nikki Haley, because when Steve Bannon or Rex Tillerson left, there was a lot of anger. But Haley managed to do a feat not many people have done. She rode tough on the Middle East, and she, had a different sort of a president to deal with, and racked up so many victories, Senator. We're talking Russia, Syria, China, Iran, standing tough and strong for Israel. I mean, Nikki Haley has quite a long pedigree and a resume there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And as she said, President Trump has shown that he is a man who keeps his word, not a man who establishes a red line and then retreats from the red line. That is good. But again, I thank her for her service, and I accept her explanation. I suspect she would like to have a little bit of a break and maybe live a normal life.
Yeah, the media speculation and the conjecture ran rampant. I'd like your reaction to the media speculation on why Nikki Haley resigned. Let's listen.
I was governor for 6 years, and we dealt with a hurricane, a 1,000-year flood, a church shooting, a school shooting. There was a lot. And then to come in and do 2 years of Russia and Iran and North Korea, it's been 8 years of intense time, and I'm a believer in term limits. I think you have to be selfless enough to know when you step aside and allow someone else to do the job.
The president has just come out of a major political fight involving his Supreme Court nominee who was accused of sexual misconduct, a time when we've been focusing in on the president's standing with female voters. We've seen so much anger from women, and some folks are questioning the timing, saying that Haley doing this now naturally leads to questions about whether they are related.
Okay, maybe Nikki Haley is just leaving at the top. Remember, that's how Jerry Seinfeld said you should always leave when you're winning. I mean, Nikki Haley's approval ratings, according to Quinnipiac, sir, they're coming in at 75% from Republicans and a 55% approval rating from Democrats. Remember, Hillary Clinton got a 60% approval rating when she was Secretary of State. So maybe it's just she's got great approval ratings, too.
Yeah, I actually think that the press would rather focus upon this than upon the economic numbers that just came out. Because, yes, it is important that she leaves, but on the other hand, for people to begin to spin a tale, as opposed to talking about economic numbers, which show record low unemployment for women, record since 1965, which is to say the highest level of employment for women since 1965 under a Trump presidency, and wage growth beginning to happen. 224,000 jobs created in September. Pop, pop, pop. All good things. I suspect Democrats would rather talk about Nikki Haley with some sort of fanciful tale of chaos, as opposed to numbers which show a very strong economy.
We should note that President Trump said Nikki Haley told him 6 months ago he wanted to leave, but the media is reporting how the administration was taken by surprise. Let's watch.
She told me probably 6 months ago, she said, maybe at the end of the year, at the end of a 2-year period, but at the end of the year, I want to take a little time off.
It came to a shock to a lot of people.
Ambassador Haley's departure caught just about everyone off guard.
There was a sense of surprise.
That even President Trump was caught by surprise by the timing.
Resigning in a move that surprised White House and State Department top officials alike.
The White House was scrambling this morning to try to figure out how to manage this.
We are definitely hearing from sources the shock even within the White House and beyond.
We're still trying to drill down on exactly when the president was told.
What's your reaction to that?
I think that she'd rather be at home during the Halloween, giving out candy, cutting turkey over Thanksgiving, and celebrating Christmas in her family home than dealing with one more set of emergencies. She has served honorably.
Yes,
but at some
really has.
point, somebody has to have a life, and I think she's chosen that life.
Okay, Senator, let's move on. President Trump apologizing to Justice Kavanaugh and his family at last night's ceremonial swearing in as Supreme Court Justice. Now we're in a 4-week race to the midterms. It's all about telling the narrative. The president going on offense. He's making a big gamble. He has a busy campaign schedule. His gambit is this: spread the word that the allegations against Justice Kavanaugh were a, quote, hoax set up by the Democrats, and to cast Kavanaugh's opponents as the, quote, mob. Watch.
On behalf of our nation, I want to apologize to Brett and the entire Kavanaugh family for the terrible pain and suffering you have been forced to endure. Those who step forward to serve our country deserve a fair and dignified evaluation, not a campaign of political and personal destruction based on lies and deception.
Okay, critics are saying that that is a direct attack on Christine Blasey Ford and sexual assault victims. Now, Hillary Clinton is criticizing President Trump for politicizing Justice Kavanaugh's swearing in, despite Justice Kavanaugh saying the ceremony is, quote, not a partisan or political institution. Watch.
What was done last night in the White House was a political rally. It further undermined the image and integrity of the court. And that troubles me greatly. It saddens me because our judicial system has been viewed as one of the main pillars of our constitutional government.
Senator, Hillary Clinton saying President Trump is politicizing the Supreme Court. Your reaction?
Yeah, if Senator Clinton or Secretary Clinton seems to think that people who are conservative are deplorable, then maybe she doesn't care that their reputations be destroyed, that they themselves be destroyed, that their families be collateral damage. I actually think that it was appropriate to signal to both the Kavanaugh family and to all others who might volunteer their service that you don't have to go through this. And that hopefully if you do go through it, we thank you, but hopefully you will not. I think it was kind of base to say and to somewhat justify it and even to continue the fight. I'm sorry that Senator Clinton did that.
Senator Cassidy, great to have you on, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.